We are on page 22 of Coding for Beginners with Scratch, and this is about using a pen to draw. So we're going to be drawing things today. So number 1 says pen's blocks are dark green. Click on the pen menu to see the full list. So here is the pen menu, and so let's take a quick look at what we can do. We can clear the menu. We can stamp something on the screen. We can put the pen down. We can put the pen up. We can set its color. We can change it by a certain numeric amount, and you never know quite for sure what's going to happen when you do that. We can set it to 0. We can change the pen shade, and we can set it to a particular value, and we can change the pen size and make it fatter or skinnier. Okay, so we've looked at the menu. Now let's look at item number 2. To draw using the mouse, start a new project and slot together these blocks. So if we look at the blocks on number 2, we have an event block that says whenever the green flag is clicked. And then we have a forever loop, which is a control command. And what we want is a forever loop, so this will never end. And inside, what we want to do is put the pen down, and we want it to go to the mouse pointer. So let's go to our pen commands here, and let's do pen down. And then we need a motion command. So we want one that will go to the mouse pointer, and here is our go-to mouse pointer right there. And if we run that, now the pen is for sprite 1, it's for the cat, and these commands are for the cat. So the cat is going to be the one that is dragging a pen along wherever it goes. So if we start it, he's just going to follow my pen or my mouse, and wherever my mouse goes, we're going to see a line. Okay, so let's stop that. And let's just try a couple of things here. We should be able to just put the pen down once and it'll stay down forever. So we don't need to put that in the loop. And then we'll say go to mouse pointer. And now we will stop and we will start it. And we keep on drawing. So it's still doing the same thing even though we put the pen down outside the loop. But we didn't clear what was there from the last time we ran the program. So that is going to be a looks command, and control command. And what we want to do is, okay, so that's going to be a pen command. And so let's click on here, and there's the clear command, and we will clear, and then we'll put the pen down. So we'll do those things once at the beginning. And now let's start it up again, and now we're getting a fresh, clean screen to draw on here. Okay, now it looks kind of funny, I think, with the cat visible all the time. And so what we can do is we can change the looks of the cat, and we can just make him hide before we start. And then he's still going to follow the mouse around, but we're not going to see him because we hide him. Okay, so let's stop the program. Let's start up again, and okay, so now it's kind of more like I'm actually drawing, and you can kind of see it following the tip of the mouse here. So whenever I move the mouse, that's where I'm going to get the line. So let's stop that. And there's a little bit of a problem here, and that is that, when I start moving, it is off the screen, and so I get a line on the screen here no matter what. We can look at some ways to fix that later. Let's try just a couple of other things here before we go on to page 23. Let me see if I can, if I just clear on that. Oh, yeah, I still get a little bit of a line. That's okay. Let's try making the pen thicker. So let's go to pen here, and let's set the pen size. Let's do set pen size. Okay. So let's drag that up here, and we'll set our pen size to, right now it's 1. I want to make it noticeably fatter, so we're going to try a 5 here. And we're going to stop the program, and we're going to run the program again, and now I am getting a really fat line when I move the mouse around. Okay, that's what's in the book on page 20, but I'd like to do a few things that are not in the book. So let's try, what I'd like to be able to do is, when I run this, I can, let's stop it, let's run it, and now let's drag it. Oh, and the pen is up. And I lost my pen down. So let's put a pen down back in here. And now let's run it. And so yeah, it's following the mouse. So we'll stop that. And what I'd like to do though is I would like to have it just follow the mouse, and when I push the mouse button down it draws, and when I let go of the mouse button it does not draw. So pushing the mouse button will cause me to put the pen down, letting go of it will cause me to put the pen up. So I'm going to do pen down and pen up, but when I do them I want to depend on the mouse. So what I have to do is I have to be able to sense the mouse. So it's on the light blue menu here. And I don't want to know if it's touching. I want to know if the mouse is down or not. Okay, and these are all sensing commands. And if they have the angled ends instead of the round ends, then that means that we are checking to see if this is true or not. And we're going to make a decision about it. And we haven't used this yet, I don't think. But there is something called an if statement. Okay. And it lets you make a decision. And you see this little box right here has angled ends on it. And so I can put one of these conditions here with an angled end on it, like mouse down, and I can drop it right there in that box. So if the mouse is down, what do I want to do? I want to put the pen down. And if otherwise, if it's not down, then I want to put the pen up. Okay, and so I really don't need this pen down, and I don't want this pen down in here anymore. The only time I want the pen down is if I am clicking on the mouse. So this is a good place to use an if statement to make a decision. So let's stop this and let's clear the program. And there is just a little dot there that I get because when I click on the start button, it starts doing this right away. It gets here really fast, and it puts the pen down before I can do anything, and the pen is right underneath this. So what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to add one more little control instruction, and I'm going to wait 1 second before we enter our forever loop. So we'll stop what we've got going, we'll start it again, and we'll wait a second. Okay, and now it's waiting for me to put the mouse pointer down, so I'm going to put the mouse, or click on the mouse, and I'm going to start drawing. Every time I let go of the mouse, the pen goes up. So if I want to write something on here, it's kind of hard to draw with a mouse, but there it is. So that's something that's not in the book, but it gives you a little handy drawing program. We've also got an option to set the pen color. These are at the bottom of page 22. Let's add a couple of those too. So we'll do those before we get started. So we'll do right up here when we're setting the pen size and all this other stuff. We will set the pen color, and this one's really kind of weird. What you have to do is you have to click on this and then go click on a color somewhere, and let's try that again. And now if I click on blue, then I'll get blue. So you have to have a color that's already on the screen. So I'm going to try clicking on that again. You see I get the little finger now, and I'm just going to click on this light green color here and stop, and then run the program. And when I start drawing now, I should get that light green. So that's the end of page 22, so we'll stop there and we'll pick up with page 23 in the next video.